Final score in Soccer City, Brazil 3, Ivory Coast 1.
And there's the Group G table. As you can see there, Brazil are the second team to make it through to the last 16. The Ivory Coast can still qualify, but it's not looking good because Portugal play North Korea at 1:30 in Group 3's other game tomorrow and will be fancied to go through. But that remains to be seen indeed. You actually don't fancy them,
no,
Portugal?
No.
Yeah. Now, that was a very unsavoury end to the game. How much was it the fault of the referee in your estimation?
It was the fault of the referee completely. There were two fouls by Ivory Coast players that warranted a sending off in themselves. Tiote...
yeah, there they are now. Let's look at them.
This is a foul on Alano. He should have gone off for that. If you remember the Champions League, Frank Ribery was sent off and missed the Champions League final for an exactly similar tackle. It's a leg breaker. Off. No question of yellow cards. Should have gone for that, in my opinion. And that's Alano off the pitch. And now we see Bastos get done by Chiesa. A terrible foul. That should have been off straight away. Frank Ribery was sent off against Lyon for a tackle in the semi-final of the Champions League, and he missed the final. So the referee there, there's no consistency in the rules and no consistency in the application of the rules.
No, 100%. Both got to go. If both of those go, then the incident with Kaka doesn't happen, Bill. The referee...
At that stage, Brazil were being kicked all over the place, weren't they?
Well, they had lost their discipline, the Ivory Coast. You know, they were out of the game. They were 2 goals down. They weren't getting back into the game, and it was over for them. And that's... I think we mentioned before the game about, you know, the African teams can lose their discipline after an hour if it's not going well for them. And I think there's different ways to lose your discipline, and that's the nastiest way to lose it.
And there's a context for this. Fabiano, for the second goal, handled the ball probably twice, certainly once. The referee
did nothing.
We saw the referee running back to the centre circle with, and pointing at his arm.
We look at that. We look at that
French
shortly,
referee. Maybe the French don't.
So you can understand the frustration from the Ivory Coast on that.
Yeah.
You know, that would breed... That bad refereeing breeds bad behaviour.
Of course,
from the players.
Yeah.
And now
because they're completely
frustrated
with the
by
inconsistencies.
Here's 3 terrible decisions, none of which can be reviewed, unlike other sports, and none of which can be repealed, unlike other sports. And then we come to Kaka.
Yeah, let's have a look at Kaka. That was a disgraceful decision, I thought. What was your view on that?
It was a bad decision, and it was ugly. The whole incident. There's fake an injury, and you see Kaka. The referee has lost control at this stage. He gave a yellow card to Kaka.
That's the first time he got the yellow card.
For nothing. For nothing, really. And the referee didn't see it, and look, that's what he got the yellow card for. Now,
you know the sending off. You know what's ridiculous about this? The referee has listened to the... He's not seen the incident with Kaka.
Yeah.
He's listened because he's not aware of
the
anything.
Ivory Coast team, is it?
He's listened to the Ivory Coast players.
No, that's the one that gave him the second yellow card.
Yeah, and that's Chiesa who fouled Bastos, who shouldn't be on the pitch.
But he's chosen to listen to the Ivory Coast players. What's happened? And they've blown in his ear. He set him in the face, referee, and he's believed the Ivory Coast players because he didn't see the incident.
Yeah, let's look at that again because it's important to see that.
Well, it is important to see the Ivory Coast player who should himself have been sent off a couple of minutes earlier cheating. But, you know, Kaka is one of the great players in the world. This crowd, FIFA, will actually destroy football in the end. I mean, they pick these dum-dums to referee big matches. And for the first week, there were no problems with the officials. But it's a terrible decision.
That's the first one again.
And he didn't deserve a yellow card for that even. You know, that's just... OK, give him a yellow card. But the red card is the big issue, Bill. And, you know, this is a sport cannibalising its own great stars, which Kaka is one of the great stars.
Watch the referee here. Watch the referee. He's not looking. Watch the referee. Look, he's not looking. Watch the referee. Look, he's not seen the incident. He's blown over us. He's not seen the incident, and he's chosen to listen to one of the Ivory Coast players.
What happened there? Did the Ivory Coast player run into Kaka?
Yes.
He ran into Kaka, and Kaka saw him. I don't think the Ivory Coast player saw that he was actually going to run into Kaka, and I think Kaka's put his elbow at his side to protect himself. He's not stuck his elbow out to catch him in the face. He just protected himself. So he
turned aside, you mean?
He just sort of protected himself, yeah.
Now,
you can, of course, Eamon, just on a point of information, you can appeal yellow cards.
You can't appeal that red card. It will be reviewed tomorrow, and if it was a serious offence, warranted further suspension, you'll get a 1-match suspension for that. The point about it is this. People complain about players diving and the anarchy in the game, the epidemic of cheating in the game, if you have referees like that, it only encourages people to cheat all the more, because anarchy means there's no authority that is respected. And there is no authority in soccer that is respected. And worse of all, an injustice can't be corrected. For example, if Fabiano's goal, the second goal, which killed Ivory Coast, if that had been reviewed on a screen, it would have been seen that he handled the ball twice. And cheated and to score. Now,
I think actually we should look at that now. Let's look at the Fabiano second goal.
Okay.
Because it's a hugely important goal.
It is, and this is the context for everything that follows it in a way. And, you know, games shouldn't be decided by this. He does really well up to a point, but he handles this clearly.
I think he's handballed it twice. I think he's brought the initial ball down with his arm as well.
But the key one is this, that the referee is right there looking at it. And we see a shot of the referee. This is the first one. We don't know about that. It's inconclusive. But this is conclusive. He handles this, he controls it just as much as Henry, almost, except he does it once. And he smacks it in the back of the net. Now, we have a shot. The referee has seen that. And if we see the shot, there's the first handball, which Graham is right about. And here's the second. Now, that should be, in my opinion, reviewed. Here's the referee saying to him, I think you handled that, pal. And he's saying, no, I didn't.
It's a very friendly conversation, considering the importance of it, isn't it?
This is people's, you know, a build-up 4 years waiting for the World Cup, and this happens.
Kaka misses a game, unjustly so. What happens to that referee? He'll be refereeing again in a couple of days' time.
I wonder, though, I mean, surely to heavens there are people looking at the performance and saying, this guy isn't up to it, and send him home.
Well, you would like to think so.
The guy who was in Paris when Henry handled the ball twice is at the World Cup refereeing.
Yes.
The real point here is, if there was a review tomorrow morning, even a video review with a panel of 3 respected people, Fabiano would be punished for cheating and scoring that goal. I wouldn't mind that. That's justice. And we need justice in the sport.
But I think it's fair to say that the standard of refereeing and the standard of the work of the linesmen or the assistant referees has been very good up to now.
Yes.
This is unusually bad, but hugely important from the point of view of
Slovenia, USA. I mean, that, and the one prior to that, a guy was sent off Miroslav Klose in the Germany game. With Serbia. They were
today,
two
Italy got a
back
penalty.
really bad referees.
So in other words, I must withdraw my comment.
Yes, please.
Well, wait till we get to the big matches, Bill.
I know.
Where, you know, everything is on the line. And
the only thing, Eamon, about Kaka is I know that you've been making the point, and you made the point off screen, that he needed to play himself back into good form. And it doesn't really matter. They're through to the last 16. It doesn't matter on the basis of the qualification for the last 16, but it matters in terms of his own performance, doesn't it?
It matters in terms of the justice. Justice, any sport that doesn't have justice won't have sportsmanship, and it will have anarchy. And there's too much of it in soccer, and kids emulate that. The guy who fell on the floor pretending the Kaka had hit him has cheated just as much as Fabiano has cheated.
But he should have been sent off.
Yeah, and he should have been sent off for a bad tackle a few minutes earlier. So it all compounds and congeals.
You go back to where it started. Did it start with Fabiano's twice he handballs it to score the second goal, and that really kills the game for
the Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast. Because after that, the bad feeling comes in. There's a few late challenges where 2 players should have been sent off. You know, Tiote should have gone and Keita should have both gone. And then that leads up to the incident with
Kaka.
So it goes back to Fabiano's goal for me. Just poor referee.
All right, we leave it there for the time being, but stay with us for details of our World Cup competition.